family, strangers, hello. Look at that. I'm like too tall for the frame. I'm too tall for something that never happens anymore. So I fixed my camera. Anyway, benefits of being quadriplegic part 1 was a video I made 6 years ago, only 5 months after my spinal cord injury. I'm thankful that I was able to have such a positive outlook back then and be able to laugh at my own situation. So it goes without saying that I'm very thankful to have found even more reasons to celebrate being quadriplegic in the 6 years since that first video. So here they are. Number 1, I've been told, I have really cute sneezes. Excuse me. It's actually way more powerful than it used to be. Closer to my injury. Before my injury, I could clear a room with my sneeze. Oh my goodness. Oh man. So, reason number 2, it cured my OCD. Now, I was never diagnosed with OCD, but I definitely had some serious obsessive compulsive tendencies as a child. I kept it a secret because I knew the things I was doing were very weird. And one of those things is that I always had to count my steps. And I wouldn't actually count my steps from point A to point B. I would always just start on 1 with my left foot. So my left foot was 1, then my right foot was 2, and then I would literally just count to 2 with every set of 2 steps. So it was just 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Why? Why did I do that? But I did that literally my entire life for as long as I can remember, since early childhood and up until my injury at age 19. I also was very obsessive about the way my body looked when I was walking. I just wanted to look perfect when I walked, and I always felt like my posture was flawed, so I was fixated on that constantly. I also hated to step on cracks or just anything that looked strange on the ground, so I was always looking down at the ground. So if you saw me walking, I was always probably looking very robotic, actually, since I was so fixated on my posture. Very strange, very energy wasting, and it did make it difficult to pay attention to people, places, and things around me because all of that is going through my mind all the time. Don't step on that crack, don't step on that spot. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Are you standing straight up? Are you standing too straight up? How is your cadence? Do the length of your steps fit the size of your body? Are people watching you walk? That's all I thought about anytime I was ambulatory. So for that reason, it's actually nice not being ambulatory. That is not to say I do not miss walking and having the full function of my body, but hey, a perk's a perk. I'll take it. Benefit number 3, I have a lot of very unique interactions with people. People see my wheelchair, they see my wrist braces, they see that I'm different, and they want to use that as a talking point. For the most part, that is welcomed and appreciated, and I like for people to ask me questions, especially children. They're very curious, sometimes to a fault, some might say, but children always want to learn, and I appreciate that. So recently, for example, I had the opportunity to tell a bunch of kids how I fought off a shark, and that's why I'm in a wheelchair. So yeah, lying to children. But no, I do tend to be very honest about how I was injured. I want people to know not to drive sleep deprived so they don't make the same mistake I did or end up dead. There are definitely people who have a very unorthodox approach or just straight up rude, and I appreciate those experiences as well because then it gives me something to talk to you guys about and laugh about, and that'll be a whole nother video. Reason number 4, my strong arms. And actually lost the ability to flex, but this is me trying to flex. You really can't tell. Can you tell here? Does that look good? Am I flexing? I'll just add a clip from my last video, but you can see in the shower I don't know what my muscles were doing, but they look crazy. Pretty much since I hit puberty, I just like hulked up somehow. I just had big arms, thick thighs, and bam, there I was. And I was actually always self-conscious of my body throughout elementary school, especially in middle school and even high school. At one of my jobs as a high schooler, I somehow got the nickname the Gun Show. Yeah. But now I'm very thankful. I wouldn't mind being called that any day of the week. I wish I had that confidence and that self-love back then. I was happy to be strong, but I didn't necessarily want to look as strong as I looked. But now I am so appreciative of that muscle tone in my arms because I really don't have it anywhere else. So I love the fact that my arms look defined and they are still actually quite strong. Reason number 5, driving with my hands is badass. I've always wanted to be able to ride a stick shift, or drive a stick shift actually, but couldn't do it. Couldn't figure it out. Tried once, didn't work. So what's the next best thing? Breaking your neck and getting hand controls. Benefit number 6. I do not sweat. This can be both a good and a bad thing, depending on the situation. If I'm outside and it's 90 degrees, it would be helpful to be able to sweat. I have overheated, I have gotten very, very sick, and it's taken me hours and hours to cool down because my body temperature does not regulate due to that autonomic nervous system dysfunction. However, when I am on a date for the first time or giving a presentation or it's 80 something degrees, it's not hot enough to make me overheat, but it is hot enough where a normal person would be sweating, but I'd prefer not to be sweating. It's great because I'm not sweating because I can't. The only time I can sweat is when I am dysreflexic, when I'm experiencing something called autonomic dysreflexia, which is basically a dysregulation of my body due to something that causes discomfort. So, like I said, good and bad thing, but for the most part, I really enjoy not sweating. I really do. Number 7, I don't ever have to find a porta potty. I don't ever have to find anything but, hold on, I don't ever have to find anything but one of these. This is the catheter I use. This is actually a male catheter. Speedy Cath is the brand. And basically, a bag folds out from that catheter. I can pull the catheter out of the tube, insert it into my body, which I do through a special stoma in my abdomen, and my urine just drains into the bag, and I can empty the bag or throw it away wherever. And I don't actually have to be in a bathroom. I just have to be in a place where I feel comfortable exposing my lower stomach a little bit. If you guys want to see how I pee, if you would like to see how I manage my bladder, that'll be in another video. So stay tuned. So this 8th benefit of being quadriplegic might be somewhat of a controversial opinion among the population of individuals with spinal cord injury, but I actually love my spasms. Spasms are involuntary movements of the muscle triggered by, well, they can be triggered by a variety of things. And so my body kind of reacts to the environment on its own, free of what I might want it to do. And for some people that causes a lot of problems. Spasms can be very powerful, very sudden. They can interrupt getting dressed, they can interrupt sleep, they can interrupt transfers and cause people to fall. They can be very painful as well. In my case, since I don't do my own transfers, since I don't get myself dressed, and when I do, my spasms get worked out pretty easily, I don't have a lot while I sleep, and so for me, I get to keep the little muscle tone that I do have left in my lower body. I get to see and feel, actually, my abs contract and the breath gets squeezed out of me in a way that I can't do on my own. I get to see my legs and feet and toes move, and sometimes even one of my fingers will spasm and wiggle, and none of my body moves like that unless I'm having a spasm. I can't get my muscles to actually contract. So it's really, really neat for me and doesn't cause me pain or anything when I have spasms. Number 9, getting to the end now. Free stuff, free food, free assistance, I guess. People see people like me and they understand that, yes, I have a whole different set of challenges and more challenges than the average person. So they decide they'd like to maybe make my life a little easier by doing something kind for me, which every single time something like this happens, it just blows my mind to see how truly kind people can be. You know, it can be something as small as holding the door for me, or someone going out of their way to make sure that I get to my car safely when I'm leaving a building and maybe it's a little darker outside, or buy me a meal. One time I went out with my friend who is blind, and so we were having lunch one day together, and our waiter came up and said, "Hey, the table that was here and left, they already covered your order." And I was like, what? So stuff like that is just really awesome. Also, I got free LASIK eye surgery. These glasses I wear because I am very sensitive to fluorescent lights. They give me headaches. I wear these glasses to block out some of that blue light, and it reduces my headaches. Other than that, though, I have 20/20 vision, if not better. Since I was 10 years old, I have been fairly nearsighted. So being able to get that corrected, oh gosh, I had to be 23. That was really freaking awesome. The reason I was able to get free LASIK eye surgery is because I have impaired hand function. So there are a lot of unique services and opportunities out there for people with various disabilities. So really do your research and you'll be surprised what you can find. And finally, number 10 is having caretakers. This one used to be hard for me. It took me a long time to adapt to the fact that I do have caretakers. I have a home health aide that will come in twice a day. Well, different aides that will come throughout the week, once in the morning and once in the evening, because I do need assistance with my transfers, with getting dressed, and it is nice to have their help with cleaning up around my apartment. But probably for the first 2 years following my injury, I really struggled to accept the fact that I had to depend on someone, that I had to have someone with me twice a day, every day, forever. Sometimes I didn't want to talk to anyone. I didn't want to be around anyone. Sometimes I felt sad and I just wanted to be sad, and I didn't want to feel like I need to be happy for someone else. Or maybe I felt happy, but I just wanted to be alone and do whatever I wanted to do and not feel like I have to get up or go to bed at a certain time that my aide is going to get there. That was a really challenging transition for me. But nowadays, I look at it as a wonderful thing. I'm so thankful to know that there are people who care about me so much that they will be here for me day and night, rain, sleet, or snow. They will make sure that I'm taken care of. A lot of these people have come to be my close friends who I have actually hung out with outside of the context of them helping with my cares. Several of my home health aides stand pivot me to transfer me, and to do that they wrap their arms around me real tight, and I do the same to them, and it's like a hug. So I tell people, oh, I'll never be alone. I get a hug every single day, or multiple hugs a day. Honestly, I think that's something to be thankful for. That's something I appreciate very much. So that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Stay beautiful. Hello! Oh, Jesus Christ.